Hi everybody.
Welcome back. We're a little bit quieter today because my dad is sleeping in the other room.
Yeah, we're in Alexandria. We're in, guess what? A Marriott.
So we
wanted lighting.
We wanted to record because who knows how we're going to feel after driving back tomorrow, whether or not I'm going to want to go to the house or not.
All that kind of stuff.
You know, all that kind of stuff. So we figured we'd record now. So welcome back if you're returning,
yes.
And thank you for finding us and tuning in if you are new.
Tell them who we are.
This is Knitting on Our Jeans.
Yes.
I'm Elizabeth.
I'm Carolyn.
I'm Toolizzforyou, Toolizzforyou on Instagram and Ravelry.
And I'm cpredmor on Instagram and Ravelry. And this is our 40th episode, I think.
Oh my goodness.
And it's my 40th anniversary, so we're very excited. We went out to dinner tonight.
It was delicious.
At TheWharf in Alexandria. And interesting, I had called yesterday. I looked up in TripAdvisor to see what were good restaurants here. And TheWharf came up top of the list, so I got on the phone and I called them and made the reservation for 6:30 tonight. So today, after lunch,
we went for a walk.
We went for a walk. We were on King Street, and if any of you know Alexandria, that's the main drag around here. So we went for a walk, and I said, let's walk all the way down to the wharf. I'll check on our reservations, because at that time I couldn't remember whether it was 6 or 6:30. So we walked in. I said, I'd like to check my reservation, and they said, we can't find you. I said, really? He goes, yeah, what? How'd you make the reservation? I said, I called. I spoke to someone. It wasn't an app. It wasn't anything new or exciting. I called. I went, oh, well, it's probably on a little yellow sticky upstairs. Yeah. Anyway, glad we walked down there. So then we got our reservations again and went this evening. And it was easy to park. We parked 2 streets over. I was amazed. But there's a very large collegiate football game that's going on. It's West Virginia versus Virginia Tech. And I think almost everybody in town went to the game while we went to dinner. So it was really easy to park on the street. So that was nice. And we walked over from Duke Street, 2 streets over to King Street, and over to the wharf. And they said, yes, we have your table. We said, great. Lovely seafood. I had some really big lump crab cakes, and it was just wonderful.
I had some giant jumbo shrimp.
They were
jumbo
They were
shrimp.
huge.
Yeah.
So recommended it highly. It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So
go ahead.
What have you been working on?
I had been working like a fiend.
I know. You and I both have been.
On my father's sweater. In fact, I stopped knitting about half an hour ago because I managed to put almost a hole in my finger. See? The dent right there?
Yeah, it's almost. Yeah, no, I know.
I've
got a hole. I've got a hole right there.
So my father's sweater, we get to see Mom and Dad on Friday night, and my dad says, I understand you're bringing me a sweater. I said, no. I'm knitting you a sweater, and I'm working on it. I have started it. It's supposed to be your Christmas present.
But
Believe me,
it's going to
he
be
would
sent
take
a
it
little early.
right now. So, for those of you who have seen it,
it's now
there.
So she has split for the arms.
Yes.
And she's working on the left front.
The left front. So there's the arm, and here's the left front. And I think I figured I've got 24 more rows until I get, this thing is marking just the 26 stitches that I need to have left. So I think I have 24 more rows, and then I knit until it's 7.5, 8 inches tall. And then you leave those stitches live and pull a waist yarn through it. Leave this long, they have for Kitchnering. I think I'm going to 3-needle bind off.
Yeah, you are. That's become our preferred method over the Kitchener because it's just.
So, and then you do the back, and then you do the right front. I think the 3-needle bind off will actually give it a little bit more stability.
Especially at the top of the shoulder.
Right.
Yeah.
And my father pulls at his sweaters.
Yeah.
So I want to give it as much stability as possible. So this is Miss Babs. I forget the colorway.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But my mom picked it out at Fiberspace on Mother's Day this year. And I went over to Fiberspace today and showed it to them. They were so busy. They were busier, as my mother would say, than a one-armed paper hanger.
She would.
She would. But so I showed it to them, but they were
swamped.
They were swamped. Yes.
They were swamped.
We bought a few things too, so we didn't help with the swamping.
No.
But
So,
I'm very pleased. I am quite pleased, and I'll probably finish that front tomorrow sometime.
Yeah.
And
So
we'll see what happens from there.
So
Go
I
ahead.
finished something. So it's not anything you all have seen because I'm trying to keep it as under wraps as possible because it's for my swapner for the retreat, for Nerd Girl Retreat, which is on
This week?
technically Friday, but I leave Wednesday evening. Ah! So I made the November rain cowl.
People would think you're afraid to fly.
I'm not. I'm so excited. It's going to be great.
She's going to be meeting people that she emails and
Well,
calls.
Ravelry and sometimes
and
text.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they've never met.
It's going to be great.
So
You know, internet friends.
they know
They're
each
real.
other's stories inside and out. They just haven't talked to each other face to face.
It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome.
Yes.
So this is for my swapner. So it's the November Rain Cowl in Nerd Girl Yarns Heart You, in the colorway Logan. I'm trying to say that very fast so that in case she watches, she can just maybe
Ignore
not be
it.
listening. So yeah, I really enjoyed knitting it. It has been my Subway project. And then I knit on it when we got up here and sat with my grandparents for a little bit on Friday, and then I was, 4 rows from the end and just finished that sucker up. So I'm going to bring it home, obviously, and block it, and then weave in the ends, and we're done. So
Very
I'm pretty
cool.
excited. I don't know how much yardage it used because I do not have a scale with me, but I did do the full pattern as stated, so that's pretty cool.
You can weigh it when you get home.
Yep. And then I've been doing my Gingko. So this is just the sleeve. Here's the full sweater. So you knit this from the bottom up. You add the sleeves in. You do some decreases for the neck, and then you do more increases for the back. I have...
And then was it 2 side seams?
And then, so once I'm done doing the increases for the back, I will, they say Kitchener, I'm going to 3-needle bind off the sleeves to each other, and then you knit the back, and then you knit the garter at the bottom of the back, and then you do the 2 side seams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, do the 2 side seams. There is, because the back is twice as long as the front neck, like V-neck, you're supposed to add I-cord across the back to hold it on your shoulders. But I'm first more concerned with finishing it because I would like to wear it for said Nerd Girl Retreat. Unfortunately, I don't know if you can see.
Put a hole in my finger.
I legitimately put a hole in my finger. You can't really see it, but I promise there is a hole in my finger. I have never done that. I have put holes in my thumbs from purling. I have never done it with a knit, and I have makeup under my eye. Yep. Yeah, I do. Okay, I promise I have not been punched. It just looks like that on the screen. I just noticed it.
Okay.
So yeah,
We got dressed up for dinner, so then she must have rubbed her eye.
I must have. So that's what I've been working on. I haven't been really working on anything else because I really want to get that sweater done so I can wear it next week. And yeah, but it's all the way over there and it will make a lot of noise, so I don't really want to grab it. My grandmother gave me a bag full of Q-snaps. So
explain what Q-snaps are.
Q-snaps are plastic rectangular cross-stitch needlepoint frames. And they are different sizes, and you can put them together in different configurations.
And then they just snap.
And they just snap. I actually, to explain to my father what they did, I moved my still woefully behind Famous Women piece onto Q-snaps instead of the giant hoop that it was on. Even though I love it on the giant hoop, it's easier to hold, and also when it's not being actively stitched on, you shouldn't have your fabric stretched as tightly. I
didn't know that.
It's something I've learned recently. So with the Q-snaps, you can just rotate these snap pieces, and you can see that's so much tighter than it was before, but I can just rotate them in, and there it's
let it rest.
Resting. So it looks like just PVC piping is what it looks like.
It does.
And there's two different kinds of it. I think Nan has the official Q-snap and the unofficial Q-snap, because these are not the official Q-snap pieces. The official Q-snap pieces have, like, you can't twist them in the joints. It's just very funny, because I tried to use both in one square to hold it together. But
it didn't work?
And it didn't work.
What a surprise.
Yeah, I know. I didn't realize there were two different ones.
Mm.
Because she has it all in one bag.
Of course she does.
Yes.
Hmm.
So yeah.
What else do you have on your needles?
I have a lot on my needles. I still have the Poetry in Motion.
Okay.
Have not worked on it. I have the Gramps for Grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
Have not worked on it. I have the Old Forge for Jill and Matt. Have not worked on it. I am batting 1,000 here, people.
But the Ginkgo's moving along.
Yeah, the Ginkgo's moving along. And once that gets done, I'm going to cast on some baby hats in
Toes.
So as Mom mentioned, we went to Fiberspace today.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked up some yarn. Well, we both picked up some yarn.
Yes.
So we are both in Harry Potter Knit and Crochet House Cup. And so a bunch of prompts are about using different colors. So I'm going to make a few baby hats out of these. Mom is actually currently working on a baby hat in her lap right now.
When you asked me what else was on my needles, I was going to show it.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Well, what is on your hook?
What is on my hook is a hat for a preemie. This is probably going to be a hat for about a 2.5 pounder. There are variations on a pattern called Rosie's Cozies, and I'm right now doing row 6. There you go. So and I usually go for 8 rows. I may go for 9. And we make them for Winthrop Memorial Hospital's preemie ward. So I have this for a prompt that says make something that looks like wood.
Yes.
Yes. So that colorway is, hold on, candied pecan. And as far as I know, pecan is a tree. So that's wood. So that's going to be that prompt. And then I've got,
I think we got the same pink.
Yes, we did. This is Banksia.
Oh, no. I have Big Beach Towel.
No, I have Banksia. And I've got Venetian Glass.
And I have Homestead.
And I have Corset. So
and I have Focus.
One of the prompts said you had to have 3 color stripes. Then there's another prompt that says you have
two distinct colors.
2 distinct colors. So right now on my lap I've got basically 3 hats. And then there was something else that wanted...
Catch a projectile.
Catch a projectile. So that's a hat. And then there's one to knit something in white or undyed yarn, which I will do from something at home. But that's not all I picked up. So I had picked up...
What else did you pick up?
Picked up these 4 toes, which are really kind of autumnal. God bless you, except for this pink. But I thought it went really, bless you. I thought
Sorry,
it went
y'all. Really well.
really well.
It's very
All right,
pretty.
let's,
They're very pretty.
there, really well. But they had a 50% off table. Oh my goodness. They had alpaca Rolex?
Yeah, I'd say they were Rolex. They're a
It
little...
was $150. Now that I think about it, which would have turned into $75. I walked away. But I didn't walk away from this. This is called My Yak. And it is baby yak, 100% wool, color burgundy. So I got two. They're lace weight. I figure I can hold them double. And I still haven't worked with that Kiviot that I bought at Rhinebeck 2 years ago. I still haven't found the pattern that I want, but I figured yak and Kiviot are not that different. No. So whatever I make, I've got more to work with.
Well, you could look at what the sweater that Kristen is knitting that has a colored yoke, or a color work yoke.
Yeah, I've got a couple ideas, but...
Also, there's a few Isolde patterns that are color work yokes.
There was a Rowan pattern that I tried to knit, and it didn't go well.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I have to feel it. It has to be from within me. So, but anyway, this
that
is
screamed out to you. No, that's lovely.
I think it'll be good. It's not as soft as I thought it was.
So that screamed out to Mom. Whereas this lovely, lovely, speckly gray gorgeousness screamed out to me. It is by the Lemonade Shop. It is on the single sock base. It's 400 yards of single ply merino, and it's in the colorway Toxic Hippo. I don't know why it needed to come home with me, but it did. And then
there were so many pretty
Lemonade Shop colors. So many beautiful ones. And then I walked by their wall of fingering, and I saw this, which is Babs Kiera. Kiera. That. And it's heavy fingering, and it's 560 yards, and I think that would be a beautiful sweater.
How many yards is the Lemonade?
400.
Okay.
900 yards. 960 yards. I can do that. Make it a little short sleeve thing.
Yes. That'd be lovely.
Yeah. So
that'd be really nice.
Yeah, I think that'll be pretty. I just realized I think I have something slightly similar from the yarn company that we got a few years ago from Verdant Griffin.
Well,
it's okay.
Then you know
I like
what you
gray.
like.
I like gray, and I like pops of color.
Right.
And then, but wait, there's more.
Yeah.
Not as much as last week, we promise.
That's only because we're not home, because I have the Oracle still on my needles, and I haven't done anything with it. I brought it with me. What else did I bring with me? I brought several bags with me. We brought
a lot with us and have been very focused in our knitting. We have been, we listened to
Yarn
Inside 23, Katie, earlier today, and she says monogamous.
Very monogamous.
We have been very monogamous.
But when your dad says, "Oh, but do you have a sweater for me?"
Yeah.
And I really do want to get it done.
And to him.
And to him, yeah, so he can wear it.
Yes.
Yes.
Mine will be at Christmas time, because he's legitimately an extra small now. So
yes,
that will go even faster than knitting a sweater just for me, which will be quite lovely, because in in worsted weight, primo.
Yes.
Especially considering I'm knitting either an extra or an extra large for my other grandfather.
That's amazing.
And I just realized that I'm still at the sleeves. I haven't even started the sleeves on that. And that's the hellish part. Well, yay! I'm gonna binge watch a lot of things on.
Babe.
I'm gonna binge watch a lot of stuff on Netflix. But what I got at we went to the Stitch Sew Shop, which is around the corner.
Yes.
And I got this sewable Swedish tracing paper, which is 29 inches by 10 yards, and it's so that you can trace your pattern, and then you can sew it like a muslin, and then you can rip out the seams and use it as the pattern, instead of having to, because for a lot of the newer patterns, They are paper, like a craft paper.
Like a craft paper.
Versus the tissue paper of Simplicity or Berta or
Vogue.
Vogue. So you don't really want to cut and pin into craft paper.
Yeah, it's a little harder. Tissue paper's more bendable.
Yeah, and so for the chiffon of my skirt, we don't want to pin it and then have that move around while I'm cutting it. So what you want to do is you want to place the pattern and then mark out around it. And I think we have some chalk, but we're not sure because I also recall Mom throwing out a bunch of old water, like chalk that had gotten waterlogged or water damaged, so it wasn't marking anymore, is what I remember. It was really, I remember feeling it and it not, and you being like, this is what not, like, ruined chalk feels like. And I was like, okay, Mom, because this was from years ago.
Yes.
So we might have replaced it, we might not have. So I also picked up this Choco liner pen, which is, it looks like it's just chalk dust.
Chalk.
That it's just chalk dust in a pen. So we're going to test it out on some fabric that is not going to be in the skirt.
Right.
Because we don't want to ruin that. And so we're going to use that.
And they're also going to test it on selvage just to make sure it'll wash out. My mom, years ago, was making this really beautiful cocktail dress out of a white linen. And she used blue chalk. It didn't wash out.
Oh, no.
Oh, no is right. So I would always, or it could have been blue tracing paper. Either way, it was blue.
Or it was a pencil, because she was really big on the pencils and pens.
It was blue, and it didn't come out. It all went to the trash.
No.
Oh, no is right.
Nowadays, I would have said get RIT blue dye and water it down like hell, and you'll have a nice powder blue dress.
There's that,
and
too.
she would have worn the hell out of that dress. Her favorite color is blue. So she would have worn the hell out of that dress.
She would have, yes. But anyway, we're going to test that before we actually try it on the real fabric.
Yeah, but I think this will be great for my sweatshirt pattern and my workout top pattern, as well as some gritty patterns that I want to start looking at.
There were so many pretty fabrics there. They had Liberty of London fabric that was gorgeous.
I didn't even show you the stretch jersey that I slightly fell in love with that had like medallion. It was like a dark teal with like mustard yellow medallions. Oh, it was gorgeous.
But I have designed my first sweater.
Yes.
And it's been approved for my owl for the Harry Potter Knitting Crocheting Club. And I know I'm really going to have to concentrate on that because it's got a lot of cables in it. So I said, I have no business in buying more fabric.
November.
One, because they had a lot of cottons. And it's September now. So we're going to be heading into much cooler weather very shortly, in the next 3 weeks or so. And I just find that depressing to be making something that I can't wear right then and there. So I figure when we're back for Mother's Day or back for Christmas or back for Thanksgiving, I can think about what might be in the next future.
We keep walking in and,
yes,
you know,
I
had heard about this fabric, this tracing paper on Yarn Hoarder because we've been in the hotel room listening to podcasts and playing
putting
Pokemon.
Holes in our fingers.
And playing Pokemon.
Yes.
We both caught enough Magikarps this weekend to evolve them into Gyarados. This was a very big deal because we have been playing this game since July of 2016.
Yes. And
Can you figure out how long that is? Yeah. And
we did our raid.
And we've done multiple raids, and we are right outside of a poke gym in our room.
Yes.
So we have been, where's my phone?
And playing right here.
We've been able to, there have been a few big, well, you know, I don't know if you all play Pokemon Go, but if you do, there have been 2 raids at that gym. Oh, there's a Magikarp as I opened it up. I will go back and get you in just a minute, sir. And as it stands, we have been in this gym so we have held this gym. We've been here since Friday.
Yes.
I think we've held it for like something like 27 hours or something like that.
Not
continuously.
Stretch.
But for the last 10 hours, we have held it. So,
well, there's 4 other people there, too.
There's 4 other people there. But we have continually been going in, beating up people in there, and then putting our guys in there. No, not at all. So that's been fun. And it's also been very fun because Mom goes, check it out. Are we still there? Are we still good? And I'm like, yes, Mom, we're good. Or, why are there no Magikarps? I want my Magikarps.
I got mine first.
She did.
Well, I came in having more.
You did come in having more. You did.
Yes.
But I also got a, what did I get? I got something else. I'm gonna
falls away. So,
yes, we are very into our Pokemons.
Very. So, yeah, I was gonna buy some fabric, but I decided not to. And they had some lovely indie patterns down there, and so I'm kind of making a mental checklist that I want to try out some of those. I did buy their jeans pattern, so maybe, and I know I have some stretch jeans material someplace at home, so I think what I want to do is cut that first and make that up, see how that goes. Yeah, I've got some fabric at home that I'd be able to wear into the coming winter, so that would be fun.
Well, and if you decide to finish ironing your lining, I can cut that for you. And we can get that done. So we've got a couple plans. Because, I mean, I guess when you pick me up from the retreat. Also, yes, if you're going to be at the retreat, keep a lookout for me. I will not be changing my hairstyle or my face anytime soon. Also, I'm going to give you a heads up. If you see a girl from the back that looks like that.
You can't see.
Oh, you can't see it.
She cut the back of her hair off.
So, I don't know if you can tell, but if it looks like pretty much half of someone's hair has been shaved from, mid down, that's me. And it has. And yes, it was intentional. It's because I have...
easier medical access.
Yes. I have stuff that goes on in the back of my head. And the doctor made an offhand kind of like joking remark, being like,
you have so much hair.
Well, this was easier, when you had short hair. And I was like, well, I can do something about that.
Yes.
Because you can't tell when my hair is down or even when it's half up because I have a lot of hair.
Which is good.
Yes. So I'm very excited to see you all there if you were able to go. If you are, please definitely come say hi. There's not going to be too many of us there, so, obviously we will get to know everyone. But I'm super excited. I will probably have a few stash enhancements again next week.
Can't imagine.
I know, yeah. And I will...
Nerd Girl Yarn Retreat.
Yeah.
Chris has been dying like a fiend. No, I can't imagine you're going to have anything in stash.
No, I'm totally going to behave myself. Let's not lie to ourselves here.
Let's see.
But I'm not going to be bringing the grandpa sweater. I'm not going to be bringing the Poetry in Motion. I'm not going to be bringing any of my works in progress, really, because none of that, except I'm going to finish the Ginkgo, and that's Nerd Girl Yarn. So I have 2 projects that I'm ready to cast on for the retreat, because I want to be working on only Nerd Girl at the Nerd Girl retreat.
That makes sense.
So I have one easy project. I'm going to start the Oak Park Kick-Ass Ladies cowl. I think I'm making it the cowl and not the scarf, because I already have a scarf in that pattern, and I think the cowl would be nice. And then I'm also going to start the Tailspin by Josh Ricks, which is going to be terrifying and wonderful, in the Teen Titans colorways that were out a few.
Why would it be frightening?
Oh, it's a lot. It's very detailed, and there's multiple different patterns, different stitch patterns, and color work within
Be
that.
gorgeous.
No, it's going to be beautiful. Emily has already made one, and it's gorgeous.
Okay.
And so I can't wait to make a coordinating one.
That'll be nice.
Yeah, so
That'll be nice.
that's kind of what I'm thinking.
And then everybody, after you've been back from that retreat, think about taking class at Rhinebeck.
Yes. And where you'll get to meet Mom.
Yeah.
If you're going to be there. Because I will be in Miami.
For
the
what?
hardships.
Yes.
And then after that, I think it's off. Oh, and then after that, it's going to be Vogue Knitting Live. But we haven't heard anything about that. So when we start seeing emails about that, we will let you all know.
Yes.
I think that is all we have for today.
I think that is.
Because we've been pretty monogamous.
Monogamous, and the other stuff I brought. I know I brought 4 bags.
I brought.
And I can't remember what's in the other 2.
Yeah.
And they're in the room where my husband's sleeping, so we're not going to go in there.
Nope.
No. We can talk about those next week because we're going to podcast after you get back.
Yes. I
So
might be
that'll be
slightly
fun.
sleep deprived. This is going to be great.
Oh, really?
Oh, well, my flight's at 7 a.m.
Oh. Well, then you probably won't go sailing either.
No, you're picking me up. I'll go sailing.
Oh, okay.
We'll figure it out.
All right. So we're going to weave in our ends. I'm
Yep.
almost done my hat.
Oh my goodness, it's so
I've got,
cute.
There, now you can probably see a little bit more. Well, how's that? That's good. This gets sewn in, and I've got about 2 more rows to go.
Yep.
And then that'll be a nice preemie hat for some little babykins. And I'm excited about that.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to weave in my ends. You going to weave in your ends?
Well, I want to block mine before I weave in my ends.
That's a plan.
So I think I'm going to do a little bit of cross-stitching while we continue to
Okay.
listen to some other podcasts. So
Sounds
we will
good.
talk to you all later.
We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.